Hello everyone and welcome back to My Life Deliberately. I'm out here in the woods, not too far from a main road, and I've selected 3 trees that I plan to cut down to create the 5.5 by 5.5 inch post I'm going to need for the sawmill shed. I'm going to need probably about 12 posts, but I'm not sure how much I'll get out of these 3 trees. I selected trees that were in an area that's easy to harvest, not near the edge of the forest, because I don't want to like keep making a bigger and bigger clearing, but something that won't be missed that much. And I chose smaller diameter trees because they're tamaracks, and the tamaracks grow very straight. So I'm not sure how much I'll get out of them, but there are one of them's 11.5 inch diameter, about 5 feet up, measured about 5 feet up, and one of them's 11 inches and one of them's 10.5. And like I said, there's not much taper in those, so hopefully I can get 2-3 sections. I need them 16 feet long, so I'll probably cut them 16 feet 3 inches long and see how many of those I can get out of each one. But these are the 3 trees that I've selected. They form like a little bit of triangle here. You might not be able to tell from the video, but we're on quite a steep slope, and it would be my preference to follow the trees uphill. Less distance between the tree and the ground, less chance of cracking the tree and stuff, but they are leaning slightly downhill, so I don't want to try to fight the lean. So I'll just go ahead and cut them and let them fall down this direction, and it's a little bit clear there. It'll be easy for me to harvest, cut them up into sections, and hopefully you've heard me complain about the bigger diameter logs. Hopefully these smaller diameter logs will be easier to harvest and easier to mill, but we'll check that out and see what's faster, you know, cutting down a big tree and harvesting it, or doing the smaller ones. Another reason for me choosing the smaller trees is because if I choose a 20-inch diameter log and it's 16 feet long, that's going to be a lot for my tractor to try to lift and to haul around. So rather than do that, I'm going to try the smaller trees. So anyway, I'm not an expert at falling trees, but you know, do the best I can. I wouldn't recommend using me as an educational way to cut down trees, and other than if I make a mistake, then you'll know what not to do. But let's give it a try. going, Dave. Stay away. Going, Dave. All right, everybody. Well, we got the 3 trees down. I think that went pretty well. They all kind of fell where I wanted them to go, and I didn't get hurt, so that's always a good thing. The hinges, I think, are pretty good. One of them was a little off. Let me turn you around and I'll show you those and see what you guys think. So there's the second tree that I cut down. That tree kind of sideswiped that cedar there. Didn't seem to hurt it any though. As you can see from the hinge, it's was a little thinner on this side and a little thicker on that side. Oops, that side. So it was a little thinner on this side and a little thicker on that side, and that probably contributed to the tree trying to swing that way because the hinge was a little bit thicker on that side. So rather than fall more in that direction, you know, but that's okay. And the first one we fell, that wasn't too bad. I was let's see, that wasn't too bad. Probably, let's see, same kind of thing. I was a little bit thicker on this end than that side, and may also been a little bit higher, so maybe my saw wasn't quite level with this cut right here. So, and then on the third one, also on the second one, you might have noticed I took out a second piece of wedge. I wasn't happy with how far back my first cut went. I tried to go back about a third of the tree, so I just cut out another section to make that that wedge shape a little farther back into the tree. And then the last one I fell, This worked pretty good too. I think, you know, even on this one, the hinge might be a little smaller on that side than on this side. So I probably it's because I can't see this side, so I have to keep peeking around to see where my saw is. I don't have a good feel for how much it is, and I'm timid to, I don't want to cut too close on this side and have a thicker hinge over there. I mean, ideally I want it to be parallel, but if you can't really see this side over here, then you might accidentally cut too far and have a real small or no hinge there. So anyway, I'm learning, getting better, and we'll keep practicing. And so now next step is to cut these into 16.5-foot lengths, or 16 feet 3 inches, and get them down to the sawmill. So I'll see how many sections I can get. That I need a diameter of at least 8 inches, I believe, to make a 5.5 inch by 5.5 inch cant, which is also the size of the post I need. So, so let's cut these up and get them down to the mill. All right, so I have the logs all cut up into 16-foot, 3-inch sections, except for one small one, like right there, that I cut into. It's not quite big enough for a 5.5 by 5.5 inch post, so I cut it 8 feet long. I'll make a 4x4 out of it. We'll see how well that works. But anyway, I hooked up my tongs to the to one of the logs, and my plan is to, I've got some rope here, and I've attached it to the back of the quad using a soft tackle. And my plan is just to drag the log down to this road here. There's a road that runs along up here, and it turns and goes down there. And so I'm gonna just try to drag them over right over to there, and then the tractor can pick them up from there with the grapple and take them over to the sawmill. So give that a try and see how well that works. So I've got one of the logs on the mill. This one's a little bit on the smaller side on that end, so there'll probably be a little bit of bark left on it when I'm done, but the plan is just to cut the cant to be 5.5 inches, and that will be the post that I need, and the part that's got the bark on it, I'll just bury that in the ground, because 3 feet of it's going to be going in the ground anyway. So anyway, I've got it I've got it on here, and I've got it all set up. So, and I've brought the rest of the logs down over there. So we'll just go ahead and get started, and we'll start cutting this thing up. I did put the smaller end down on that side, so hopefully I can make less cuts. And if I put the bigger end on, my thinking is if I put the bigger end on that side, then I would have to kind of guess where my 5.5 inches would come out on the smaller end. So better just put the smaller end over here and cut it that way. So yeah, let's start the mill and cut it up. So I'm going to end the video here. Got a couple of the 5.5 by 5.5 inch 16-foot long post cut, and I've got a few more to go, obviously. But at this point here is pretty much rinse and repeat. What I'm doing is pre-marking the log for the 5.5 by 5.5 that I want, because essentially the cant is the post that I need. And so for that, I'm not really using any feature of the PowerLift other than its ability to raise and lower the head without having to crank, which is a big time saver and a lot less effort. If you're new to the channel and you haven't seen about the PowerLift, check out my first video where I install the PowerLift and explain what it does. But it is currently, from my understanding, the fastest lift available for the Woodland Mills sawmill. So, and I'm certainly glad I have it and I enjoy using it. But has a lot of features and a lot of things you can do with it. But for this, I'm just using it to raise and lower the head, and but that's working out great for me. So appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for subscribing, and it helps me out a lot when you subscribe to the channel and like the videos. So I appreciate that. And I will continue making videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.